Now, let's look at the idea of making low frequencies mono. It's not quite as simple as you expect. The idea is you want low frequencies, so say frequencies below 120 Hertz, mono. So in the center, the same coming out of the left speaker as the right. The original reason for this is actually a function of vinyl, and they pressed music to those vinyl records, where if you had a stereo sub-bass, the needle skipped. However, there are still some reasons you want a mono sub-bass today when you distribute digitally. Basically, lots of speaker systems sub-bass to mono anyway. Think about a normal 2+1 speaker system, 2 monitors or 2 normal speakers, a left and a right, plus a subwoofer. The subwoofer handles the bass frequencies, the low frequencies, and this is a single speaker, so the lowest frequencies are mono. This doesn't happen on headphones, of course, but it happens on most live speaker systems. And so if your sub-bass is going to be summed anyway, best do it in the master to make sure there aren't any problems. Not to mention, generally speaking, again, ignoring headphones, we can't hear where low frequencies come from. And so why make them wide in the first place? If we can't hear the wide sub-bass, why create a potential problem? Make it mono. Now, how do we do this in Ableton? If you have a Live 10, it's incredibly simple. Grab a utility and click Bass Mono, summing all frequencies below 120 Hz to mono automatically. However, this isn't magic, and it's also not always necessary. If you're creating your mix in the first place, it might be simpler to simply create a mono sub-bass in the first place. If you can create it mono, there's no need to have this additional step. And in fact, any additional unnecessary step you add will only serve to negatively affect your track. Remember, the more processing you do, the more likely your track is to sound messy. And therefore, it's best to simply create your sub-bass mono in the mix. And not to mention, this doesn't fix any potential problems, it simply highlights them. For example, if I incorrectly make a wide sub-bass, this being the most extreme example, so a sine wave with unison 2, putting one sine wave on the left speaker, one on the right, and detuning them a touch. Doing this bass mono won't fix the problem. It'll simply show you the problem we were trying to avoid. The phase interference. Therefore, the only way to fix this is in the mix. Go back to the mix, figure out what's causing the problem, and then correct it. In this case, by simply removing the unison. But then, of course, we don't need this, as the bass is already mono. Or more precisely, the low frequencies are already mono. As remember, a bass can have high frequencies, think about a distorted bass, but it's these low frequencies we need to be careful of. It's the low frequencies that get summed to mono. Thanks for watching.